Okay, idea number 21, the thoroughbred. This is perhaps part of the copy as well as part of the pitch. All thoroughbred racehorses can be traced back to 3 horses, back a couple centuries ago, all of them back to the 3. So the idea here is kind of two-part, both visual and auditory. I think it would be a great idea to connect this idea of the thoroughbred horse with its majesty and the way it runs and the speed it runs at, and use that and replace that with a car. So in other words, you have a racetrack and you intercut a horse race, which is an intensely visceral visual thing, with a car race, perhaps even on a racetrack. Obviously, a closed course. And the voiceover speaks to the fact that thoroughbreds are bred. The reason why they're called thoroughbreds is because they can all be traced to this lineage of purity. And that Hondas can be traced back to the origin of the Honda, whatever the first Honda was, and how the current Hondas are the evolution of that. What I see as an opportunity here, it's exciting visually, very, very exciting, is the idea that you have perhaps, let's say there's 7 Honda models or whatever, you have all of the models in a horse race, but of course it's a driving race, intercut with a real horse race to suggest that the imagery metaphor is what it is, and you have the exciting voiceover of the call of the race, which is very adrenaline filled, where we usually have the English gentleman saying, and by a neck and with 30 furlongs to go, it's the Civic, gaining ground on the Acura, whatever the competitor is, and it wins well, I think we could call it the Detroit Derby, even though I know Honda is not an American domestic brand, they're playing with the imported from Detroit idea. I don't see why we can't reverse it for Honda and make Americanize Honda, but the idea being that the Kentucky Derby is for horses, the Detroit Derby symbolizes cars. That's a small point. The point is this, contextualizing cars in racetracks and putting them on a track, intercutting them with a real horse race, and making them win by photo finish, by a nose, the close-up of the Honda logo in the black and white photo finish to win the whatever derby. And the driver gets out and he's wearing jockey clothes. I mean, a lot of opportunity for humor and sentimental seriousness, kind of like the Budweiser Clydesdale. There's a majesty to horses when you associate them with your brand. That's idea 21, the thoroughbred.